Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver rankings 1 through 10. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, perhaps the big three. At the top, Malik Neighbors, another multiple-time guest and friend of the show, Puka Nacua at 5. The Sun God, previous ride or die. Nico Collins, who was the best receiver in football for a time until he hurt his hamstring against the Bills last year. BTJ, number 8, monster year coming for him. Drake London, number 9. And then the ever-reliable A.J. Brown. Let's talk about Drake London, but first, we heard from Zach Robinson on Detective Drake London.
What he was able to accomplish last year and the first year of me being around him was unbelievable. Obviously, the pass game and a lot of stuff went through him, and some of the stuff with the run game goes through him as well. So can't say enough good things about Drake, the person, who he is in the building every single day with his teammates, with his coaches, and then obviously you guys see the player every single day. From a competitor standpoint, it's exactly what we all want to stand for in terms of, the style of football we're trying to play, offense, defense, special teams. Can't say enough good things about him. He is a total stud and got a ton of good football in front of him.
Yeah, I feel like Drake London is somebody that, Connor, we've talked about this. Like it's a very small sample size, but he had 3 starts with Michael Penix last year, averaged over 23 fantasy points per game, had a 40% target share, 2 of those 3 games over 100 receiving yards. And it was never about the talent. Like he was the number 1 wide receiver and by far coming out of that draft class.
It's him and Garrett Wilson,
yeah,
to be fair, but it was close for a reason.
Yeah.
This is the year for Drake
London. But I mean, London was the first wide receiver pick.
Right.
He was drafted ahead of Garrett Wilson.
Absolutely.
And no one was just like, I can't believe they took Drake London there.
No, it's situation-based. I'm in on Drake London because I think, yes, small sample size, but real and sustainable because of Michael Penix. Look at what Michael Penix did for 2 years with Rome Odunze at Washington. Yeah. He always has that big-bodied perimeter wide receiver because the strength of Penix is the velocity he throws with outside the numbers. That's going to be the game for Drake London is those deep outside throws. So I think it's going to be a home run year for him. And they didn't do anything crazy this offseason to add to the pass catching room.
No.
Are you expecting the big Kyle Pitts here? No, no one is.
Right.
Mooney's solid.
Right.
Ray McLeod is a viable number 3 or 4. It's Drake London's offense for the pass game.
Yeah, I mean, Bijan's obviously going to get his, Lawrence, but like the passing game's going through Drake London.
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Brian Thomas. That's the list of guys who had more receiving yards than Drake London last season. So, like, you got him at 9, which is great. Don't be shocked if he's a top 5 guy with a full season of Michael Penix.
Yep. Target share will be nuts.
He's on the ride or die short list. I'll tell you that for this year.
I like it. All right, let's take a look at 1 through 10 for tight ends. Brock Bowers, no surprise, number 1. Trey McBride, 2. George Kittle, Sam Laporta, TJ Hawkinson, the immortal Travis Kelce, Jonnu Smith, rookie Colson Loveland, who goes into a great situation in Chicago, Evan Ingram, and then Matthew's doppelganger, David Njoku. Let's talk about Jonnu Smith, Matthew. So I think with the Dolphins expecting that there are going to be players who bounce back, and in theory, Jonnu should suffer a little bit off of that, but what do you think his outlook is?
Yeah, I mean, look, so obviously targets, receptions, receiving yards, all career highs last year, had a 19.5% target share, which was 8th among tight ends. And the thing about Jonnu Smith, when he signed there, was like, he's fast and athletic. For a guy his size, like, he can fly. So he really fits into the Dolphin system, and it felt like they sort of unlocked Jonnu Smith, who had always been like this physical talent that had never found the right fit for him offensively. They used him sort of weird in Atlanta, Having said all that, I do think there's going to be a better year for Waddle. There's going to be a better year for Tyreek Hill. I put him there at 7. But I'm probably not going to wind up with him a lot.
I'd be nervous to take him. It feels like the balloon kind of will burst here, where it's just don't expect what he did last year. No one is.
I was say the numbers is crazy.
But
he was a top 3 tight end last year.
But does he do 75% of that? I don't know if there's that much of the pie to go. And don't forget, Nick Westbrook-Akine steals 7 touchdowns somehow every year.
It's like crazy.
So yeah, I'd be a little skeptical on Jonnu being able to finish in the top 8.
I also think that I just think there's players with similar upside and also, concerns that you can get later, right? I don't feel like Jonnu Smith obviously has tremendous upside.
I'd probably go Ingram.
Right,
too.
Evan Ingram. David Njoku, like whoever they throw at a quarterback there, like Njoku, if you get it somewhere near Njoku, he comes down with it, right? Could Tyler Warren, who they're talking about using Taysom Hill-ish, does Tyler Warren run his way into being a top 10 tight end because of all the different RPO stuff that they're going to do in Indy? So I just,
a lot of him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting, right? And yeah. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.